So we will be talking about the renewable energy, such as geothermal energy, hydroelectric energy, solar energy, and biomass. So I will be discussing first the geothermal energy. Geothermal energy comes from the Greek word geo means earth and thermi means heat. Geothermal energy is the heat produced deep in the earth's core. It is a clean, renewable resource that can be harnessed for use as heat and electricity. It comes from heat generated during the original formation of the planet and radioactive decay of materials. This thermal energy is stored in rocks and fluids in the center of the Earth. It is a renewable resource that can be harvested for human use. In 1904, Prince Piero Ginori Conti invents the first geothermal power plant at the Larderello dry steam field in Tuscany, Italy. The first effort to harness geothermal energy for industrial use came in 1818 in the Tuscan region of Italy, where French engineer Francis Jacques de Larderel pioneered a new way to extract boric acid from hot springs. How does it work? Geothermal power plants use steam to produce electricity. The steam comes from reservoirs of hot water found a few miles or more below to the Earth's surface. The steam rotates a turbine that activates a generator which produces electricity. Uses of geothermal energy. Its current uses include heating buildings either individually or whole towns, raising plants in greenhouses, drying crops, heating water at fish farms, and several industrial processes such as pasteurizing milk. Geothermal energy has two primary applications: heating or cooling and electricity generation. Ground source heat pumps for heating and cooling use 75% less energy than the traditional heat and cooling systems. Geothermal energy is most likely generated from radioactive thorium, potassium, and uranium dispersed evenly through the Earth's interior, which produce heat as part of the decaying process. Top 10 geothermal countries as of 2021. From a total installed capacity of 1,918 megawatts last year, the country is expected to post an average of 1.1 growth from 2022 to 2032. By 2031, the forecasted installed capacity will be at 2,145 megawatts. The Philippines currently holds the third position globally in terms of geothermal installed capacity. Philippines geothermal power plants. The first geothermal power was established in Leyte. Philippine geothermal resources are spread among 7 specific regions, namely Leyte, Macban, Tiwi, South Negros, Bacman, Mindanao, and the Northern Negros. This is what the geothermal power plant looks like in Macban. Using this underground energy allows us to reduce our use of fossil fuels and can help us to achieve energy self-sufficiency. Geothermal energy is also in line with sustainable development and is essentially free once the plant has been installed. It is environmentally responsible and green technology. Geothermal systems eliminate the combustion of fossil fuels on site and dramatically lower the need to generate power, significantly reducing the emission of greenhouse gases and the environmental damage associated with the non-renewable resource extraction. There are also advantages and disadvantages of geothermal power plants. The advantages are it doesn't require large spaces. It allows double recycling, requires very little maintenance, silent energy, and always available. The disadvantages are location restricted, environmental side effects, earthquakes, high costs, and sustainability.
Hydroelectric energy, also called as hydroelectric power or hydroelectricity, is a form of energy that harnesses the power of water in motion, such as water flowing over a waterfall to generate electricity. Hydroelectricity is a renewable energy source. Renewable energy is energy that is collected from renewable resources that are naturally replenished on a human time scale. It includes sources such as sunlight, wind, the movement of water, and geothermal heat. Hydroelectricity uses the energy of running water without reducing its quantity to produce electricity. Therefore, all hydroelectric developments of small or large size, whether run of the river or accumulated storage, fit the concept of renewable energy. In 1849, British-American engineer James Francis developed the first modern water turbine, the Francis turbine, which remains the most widely used water turbine in the world today. Ang nakadevelop sa first modern water turbine was a British-American engineer, si James Francis. In the 1870s, American inventor Lester Allen Pelton developed the Pelton wheel in impulse water turbine, which he patented in 1880. Electric dam. How does it work? At the plant level, water flows through a pipe also known as a penstock, and then spins the blades in the turbine, which in turn spins a generator that ultimately produces electricity. Most conventional hydroelectric facilities operate this way, including run-of-the-river system and pump storage systems. More than 150 countries produce some hydroelectricity, although around 50% of all hydropower is produced by 4 countries: China, Brazil, Canada, and the United States. China is the far largest hydropower producer on the planet, as shown in the figure below. Philippines Electric Dam, with more than 70 plants in operation, the Philippines has a total installed hydropower capacity of about 3,701 megawatts. Dams in the Philippines: Magat Dam, San Roque Dam, Lake Lanao, La Mesa Watershed, and Eco Park, Angat Dam, Abuklao Dam, Pantabangan Dam, and etc. Electric energy advantages. The cheapest energy source. Hydropower stations are agile and responsive. Production can be tailored of demand. Very low indirect emissions. Water brings with it enormous energy. Disadvantages. It has an environmental impact. It displaces people. It is expensive. There are limited reservoirs. There are droughts. It's not always safe.
Hey guys, I'm MJ in Ranque. I'll be tackling all about the third energy source, which is the solar energy. So, solar energy is a radiant light and heat from the sun that is harnessed using a range of technologies, such as solar power to generate electricity, thermal energy, and solar architecture. And solar energy is a clean source. No greenhouse gas emissions are released into the atmosphere when you use solar panels to create electricity. And because of the sun provides more energy than you'll ever need. Electricity from solar power is a very important energy source in the move to clean energy production. And this type of energy it all began with Edmond Becquerel, a young physicist working in France. Physicist? Basta, ano to? who in 1839 observed and discovered the photovoltaic effect, a process that produces a voltage of electric current when exposed to light or radiant energy. So, mga to siya si Edmond Becquerel. How does solar works? So, it has 5 steps. Step 1, sunlight activates the panels. A rack and panel solar system. Step 2, the cells produce electrical current, a silicon ingot, and wafer. What's in it? Step 3, the electrical energy is converted. Then step 4, the converted electricity power powers your home. A converted electricity powers your home. And step 5, a net meter measures usage. So, ang sigamit kaya ng account is kay atay pinaka top solar energy users ang China. China leads the world as the top producer of solar energy, installing more than 48 gigawatts of photovoltaic capacity in 2020. The EU, the United States, Vietnam, and Japan are ranked as top solar producers, and a gigawatt is a unit of measurement of electrical power. So, mauna siya ang mga countries na may pinakadaghan nga nagamit of solar energy. Solar panels. China ay pinakadaghan. So, in the Philippines, natay solar projects. In 2021, there were a total of 62 solar power projects that got listed, ranging from small to large-scale projects. And ang pinaka-largest solar power plant in the Philippines is the Helios Solar Power Plant. Isa 132.5 solar power plant in Cadiz, Negros Occidental, Philippines. Kitaan ko siya dito. So, kita mo na big, maanat siya. Giveaway. Major solar farms in the Philippines can be found in Cavite, Pampanga, Ilocos Norte, and Cagayan de Oro. Ito na asad. So, advantages and disadvantages of solar energy. So, ang advantage niya is reduces electricity bills. Katipid mo daan eh kay siyempre sa sun, nagikan solar panel. Magbagot-bot si mama. Kaya lagi makatipid. Pero mahal pa niya pagtaod. Provides tax incentives. Pairs with solar battery storage. Environmentally friendly. Note yung mga advantages. While sa disadvantages niya is high initial cost. Mga ito, ang giingon ang pagpataod. Time consuming, need po siya of time para gather energy. Weather dependent, kani, ano yung pinaka-disadvantage. Okay, what if sigig uwan? What if sigig taxi in the RRMC? Orange rainfall, red rainfall. May klase, pero wak pag may kuryente. Ouch. Not every roof will meet the criteria for solar. O ka na, sapod na. Iasa ng solar panel kung ang inyong roof kay pinakuan, like dili palapad, di mabot nga og solar panels. What if ang roof ninyo is like nipa rang, mabot nga day na. Sali mo, o nang, need siya o baan, roof na suitable para sa solar panel. And mao lang to. Wind power ng sunod. Wind power ng sunod. Thank you. So, ako ikontanan. So, ang solar panel, ang solar energy, I mean, is it's a clean source set, and it is one of the most common na gigamit sa convert of energy. It's solar energy. Yeah. It's ang founder, one is Edmund Beckford. Patay na ni Sharon, lugay na god. 1839, napatay na gila siya. So now, ito, how solar works. Nandito na siya yung mga parts. Ito ang silicon ingot and wafer. Mo ang mo-produce yung electrical current. Rack and panel solar system. Bilang pang battery. Breaker. Net meter measures. Nato. And top leading producer of solar energy on China. Pangduha ang United States. Third, Japan. Fourth, Germany. Fourth, India. Fifth, Italy. Sixth, Italy. Australia and South Korea. In 2021 pa na. Ang pinakadako nga solar power plant in the Philippines is ang Helios Solar Power Plant. Makitaan sa Cadiz Negros Occidental, Philippines. Next.
Wind power. Wind power or wind energy is mostly the use of wind turbines to generate electricity. Wind power is a popular, sustainable, renewable energy source that has a much smaller impact on the environment than burning fossil fuels. Wind energy is a source of renewable energy. It does not contaminate, it is inexhaustible, and reduces the use of fossil fuels, which are the origin of greenhouse gases that cause global warming. Wind power or wind energy is the use para sa wind turbine to generate an electricity without burning any fuel or polluting the air. Wind continues to be the largest source of renewable, which helps reduce our reliance on fossil fuels. It is free from fuel and one of the cleanest form of energy. Wind energy does not emit toxic substances or contaminants into the air, which can be very damaging to the environment and to the human beings. The first wind turbine in the history built by Charles F. Brush. Wind turbines have currently been installed throughout the world, both onshore and offshore. Charles F. Brush, an American scientist who in 1887 built what is said to be the first automatic wind turbine to generate electricity. How does it work? The wind, even just a gentle breeze, makes the blades spin, creating kinetic energy. The blades rotating in this way then also make the shaft in the nacelle turn, and the generator in the nacelle converts this kinetic energy into electrical energy. Wind turns the propeller-like blades of a turbine around a rotor which spins a generator which creates electricity. Countries that uses wind power most. Together, China and the United States generated 50.6% of the world's wind power in 2021. A full 9% of the country's electricity came from wind power in 2021, making wind the largest source of renewable energy in the country. As of 2021, there are 7 wind farms operating in the Philippines. The Bangi Wind Farm is the oldest wind farm in the Philippines, commissioned in 2005. The North Wind Bangi Bay project is located in the municipality of Bangi, Ilocos Norte, Philippines, at the northwest tip of Luzon Island. The turbines face the sea from where the prevailing wind blows towards the land. Advantages: wind is almost everywhere. Second, wind power is excellent in remote areas wherever they may be. Wind is consistent in the medium and long term. Excellent conversion efficiency. The environmental impact is minimal. A green source that is surely economical. Disadvantages: wind power must compete with other low cost energy sources. Ideal wind sites are often in remote locations. Turbines produce noise and alter visual aesthetics. Lastly, wind plants can impact local wildlife.
Last but not the least is biomass. Biomass predates us. There is a lot of evidence that supports the claims that we have utilized biomass as an energy supply between 230,000 to 1.5 million years ago. Biomass is plant-based material used as a fuel for heat or electricity production. It can be in the form of wood, wood residues, energy crops, agricultural residues, and waste from industry, farms, and households. The energy from these organisms can be used to create heat or convert it into electricity. The most common biomass materials used for energy are plants such as corn and soy. Biomass energy is generated or produced by living or once living organisms. Biomass provides a clean, renewable energy source that could dramatically improve our environment, economy, and energy security. Biomass energy generates far less air emissions than fossil fuels, reduces the amount of waste sent to landfills, and decreases our reliance on foreign oil. A biomass system created by Danish inventor Jens Dahl Bentzen greatly increases the types of biomass fuels that can be used, while further reducing associated emissions and increasing overall energy efficiency. How does biomass work? Biomass heating system. How does it work? Biomass heating systems burn wood pellets, chips, or logs to provide warmth in a single room or to power central heating and hot water boilers. A stove burns logs or pellets to heat a single room and may be filled with a back boiler to provide water heating as well. Biomass is known for its versatility, given it can be used to generate heat, electricity, be used in Biomass is known for its versatility, given it can be used to generate heat, electricity, be used in combined heat and power units, and be used as liquid fuel. In domestic settings, it tends to be found in the form of wood-fueled heating systems. Bioenergy users. Biomass is the only renewable energy source that can be converted into liquid biofuels such as ethanol and biodiesel. Biofuel is used to power vehicles and is being produced by gasification in countries such as Sweden, Austria, United States, Brazil, Indonesia, China, and many more. Biomass energy has and continues to play a vital role in the Philippines' energy supply. Nearly 30% of the energy for the 100 million plus people living in the Philippines come from biomass, and is mainly used for household cooking by the rural population. Biomass power plants in the Philippines are located in Isabela, Nueva Ecija, Rizal, Laguna, and Metro Manila. The Philippines has plenty of sources for generating energy through the renewable energy plants spread out in the country. So this is what Nueva Ecija biomass power plant looks like. Biomass energy. So biomass energy has also advantages and disadvantages. Advantages of biomass energy. Biomass is always and widely available as a renewable source of energy. It is carbon neutral. It reduces the over-reliance of fossil fuels. Is less expensive than fossil fuels, less garbage in landfills. Disadvantages of biomass energy. Biomass energy is not as efficient as fossil fuels. Some biofuels like ethanol is relatively inefficient as compared to gasoline. It is not entirely clean. It can lead to deforestation. Biomass plants requires a lot of space. The greater fuel flexibility, lower maintenance costs, and reduced emissions that the furnace offers help solve many of the problems limiting wider use of biomass for energy production. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening.